a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Don't trip. Don't trip. All right, got that. Coming back here. I'm gonna open up so I can see comments on YouTube. All right. We'll go from there. Should be good to go. All right, we're live on that. We got that going. And the coolest part is hopefully this reads a little bit better in reference to what needs to be read, visually conveyed. I just felt like if you didn't see this sling a little bit clearer, it was gonna get cluttered and people wouldn't know what to look at. So listen, man, it's part of art direction, y'all. Part of art direction. You get it and you say, okay, cool. It's gonna do what it do. Is it good enough? Technically, it's all right. Then I'm like, nah, man, it's gotta be better than that. And the reference to and the reference of. But we're gonna get it did. We're gonna get it did. Well, look what the cat dragged in. What you doing, man? Hello? Yeah, I can hear you now. Now it's tomorrow, Sunday. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, ask all the questions, man. I suppose it probably for them, like I said, I haven't been in that show for 3 years, but they maybe it's better for traffic. It could be better for, people, being able to, because it starts at 3. Doors open at 3. And I'm like, what the? Why? Jesus. That's a whole day and gone away. And, people, I guess, getting out of church or whatever. But I'm just like, all right, cool. But it goes until 9 p.m. And I'm like, that's cool, I guess. I could look. I was just about to say, I'm just not. I can't even. I can't speak on it because all I know is Comic-Con logic, where if you start a show on, on Sunday, they're trying to capitalize on certain things, and they close early on Sunday, right? On a Comic-Con. Here, they're like, nah, we're gonna go to 9 o'clock. I'm like, okay, cool with that, but why you don't start at 10 a.m.? Get all this money on Sunday. That's cool. That's cool. Right. Can you get it? Oh man, that's a problem with Instagram. You're gonna have to take it up. Instagram. Mm-hmm. Right. Crazy. I did some changes to this layout. This is what I had before, right? So I was talking people through it. So I'm going with the same stuff is happening, but I'm like, I can't see the sling clearly from the arm. I would have to blur this arm out. And I was like, nah, that's messing that up. This panel is taking up a lot of room because I want it to be impactful. But I was like, it can still be impactful, but I'm just cutting it down to this. And then what's important, I thought was important, is you see how dangerous what he just fired. Those 2 metal balls are now its own panel. And you see, I was like, with that, you can add the AI saying, 2 projectiles going Mach 3. It's, incoming, danger, evade. And she's like, what? What are you talking about? There's no bogeys on the... And before she can finish a sentence or something, it's do. And now she's staggered and like, what hit us? What the crap was that? But that wasn't on here. And I was like, I want to show the danger of what, because if people don't know how a sling works, You know what I'm saying? So I turned this panel and I added that the danger. What did he just do? You see this big old explosion. You don't know if he fired a laser or what. But now here you can see the sling clearly. You see the actual metal ball, the projectile. The arm is pushed this way. This gets turned up, and then now we got more, I guess, more legible. What's the actual, what happened? I turned the robot a little bit more to show that she's getting staggered. But that's all, man. I was just like, I was working on it, and I just looked at it, and I was like, nope. It's not a bad panel. It's not bad paneling per se. Everything is still happening, but I was like, it's missing something. And I had to figure out what was missing. So, hey man, what was you was good yesterday? I didn't even open your message until later in the day. I was like, oh damn. Okay. Yeah, man. Okay. I feel like they be lying when they be putting the new tires on, man. I'm like, ain't no way. I did 3 flat tires in less than 5 months. I was like, this is some bull. I don't know if they have set timers on when these things go flat. Maybe that's some new technology. Right. Uh-huh. Right. Yeah. Correct. Right. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm also mad anytime I got to do maintenance on my car and I didn't do anything wrong. That's when I get upset. I'm like, all I did was go straight, man. I'm not doing rally cross. What do you need? What do you want? It's like, oh, nope. That's broken now. You got to fix it. Why? God dang it. How much? Of course. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to. That's going to be such as $300, $400. You know what? I hate everything. Why can't this car fix itself? We live in the future, don't we? No? It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's a status quo symbol of, future needs to hurry up, man. Self-healing tires. That's the problem. They got them. That's what makes me even more upset. I know they got them. Just ratchet rich people. Oh, yeah, that's not going to make us any money. Shut up, Lex Luthor. Fix the problem, so we don't have to keep dealing with it. Why would you want to keep us in perpetual, frustration? Like, oh, it's ready to wear out. Disrespect. Oh my gosh, man. It's so stupid. It's like, if I came up with a car tomorrow, like, you know what I would hate to do? Have to fix this radiator. I'm going to make it so this radiator can fix itself. That'd be cool. That's not possible, Marcus. Make it possible. I don't know how to do that, but when I get cut, my skin can heal itself over some time, depending on how deep it is. Right. Disrespect, man. Yeah, have to pay attention to the cost, man. Yeah, that's all. That reminds me, man. I found a car for Jen. Just picking up Abel. It was in the parking lot over at Walmart. I ain't telling y'all where, so y'all can't go get it. But good cost. Yeah, it's good cost. High mileage. Old car, 2004. I'm like, this looks good though. And it's Acura. Correct. I was like, listen. Correct. And I was like, wait, 30? Does that say 34? 3,400? Hey, get that number, son. Take a picture. Call the dude, and he's a mechanic that fixes up auction cars. And I was like, all right, I've been down that road before. He has big on the window. He's like, everything works. I'm like, don't fall for that, son. What he doesn't say is everything works well. So I was, yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Correct. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Test it. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Correct. Yeah. Right. 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 Yeah, man. Right. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. That's why I told my daughter, I told Jen, I was like, man, I really just wish I could just bring mechanic along for the test drive because there's things that I said the trick is I said if a mechanic is the one that's selling the car, gotta understand, man, they got knowledge on how to tell that little engine light to be still while I'm trying to sell this car, and then you drive off and the engine light pop on 48 hours from then, you know. Correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah, man. That's why I'm like, that should be a service that mechanics offer. I know they got 700 things to do. Listen, man, I need a consultant on this test drive, right? And I'm not gonna be able to look and hear for everything. I know what I want it to sound like, and I know but that could be a trick, man. It's a mechanic. Mechanics know how to talk to that car. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Shh. Right. Right. And correct. I called him, and the dude, he said, I just text you the post for the details of the car as well. I physically got to, look at the car outside and all that. So I got to look it over, but, hadn't drove it or heard it yet. So I called him, and he texted me the ad, man. I got to read it to you because he's like, first off, no sob stories. Don't tell, I'm not your pastor. I'm not your counselor. All right, if you ain't got the money, it's okay. Just keep moving. I was reading it out loud to Genesis. I was like, geez. He's like, yeah, man, I don't want to hear it. If you got the money, no wait until you get paid. on payday, only come at me with the money, man. Right. I can honestly hear, if you gotta say no sob stories, man, that means somebody just like, listen, I just need this guy. Can you just let me drag? No, no. That's cool. Come get me on Friday. And I was like, dude, I'm not wasting your time. He's like, oh man, I'm not holding it. He said, but first come, first serve, man. If you got the money and you're ready, just tell me when. I'm like, right up the street. I'm like, cool. All right, cool. I said, I want my daughter to go with me on the test drive so she can experience the whole situation. You know, it's going to be her first car. He's like, I understand, but I'm not holding it. So, you know, if y'all call me and, you know, we can do it, let's do it. I was like, all right, cool. So I'm explaining it to Genesis and I'm like, all right, baby, so here's the plan now. You got to get all this stuff. I said, you're probably not going to get your stuff put in your name right now. I said, you're going to have to get on my insurance anyway, or be willing to pay buku money because you're under 25. I was like, so, which is going to probably be you know, get the money, get the car. We're going to transition everything. Once everything gets, you know, solidified, I'll get you the title, put the title back in your name. We'll get it all done. And it's overwhelming because she's going to work. And I was like, I understand it's a lot, baby. So, right. Right. And that computer. Right. Check the computer. Yeah, man. They can rig it, man. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Correct. Pop that little dough and be like, all right, I need. But I can actually request, since he's a mechanic, I can hopefully say, hey man, can you bring your scanner? But I gotta get one. But yeah, I want. Right. I'm gonna get that. But I wanted to see the process, man. It's the first car. I'm like, and I'm breaking it down. I'm like, baby, it's high mileage, right? I said, but listen, you're gonna run this car for maybe, if it is up and up, you're gonna run this thing for 3 to 5 years, right? And be stacking, just stack. If it lasts, stack your money, and just, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. $60 beef. 100. Yeah. See, but they're getting on my nerves with oil changes, man. I just paid 98, bro. My oil change on a 2013 Nissan. I'm like, here, man, get out of my face. Why is it that expensive, bro? Get out of my face. Everything has to be expensive, huh? Oil. Can't just get that to a point. No, this, if you look at it, this is page 20. I'm on page 21 right now. This was something he had. The whole book was just now he's activating it. He has this cool little backpack that has these mechanical arms that fold out, right? And this is going to be his robotic, weaponized arm, so he can do this futuristic sling that he has. And I haven't decided if he uses a sling. I think he should use a sling himself as well. Like, but just, you know, when he's taking down, you know, robot-sized things, or if he's taking down robots or something like that, something that's bigger than him, this is something that causes him to be a threat to the team. And like, now he's going to be taking way more seriously because he's gonna be able to actually damage the mechs with this slings that he has. A normal sling. That's why David and Goliath is such a prominent story. Is, oh man, this little kid killed a giant, right? But a sling is definitely not a toy, and it's not some, you can hunt with it because you can murder things with it. It is not, it's not a, yeah, it's a big deal. So I wanted this to feel impactful, but I hadn't seen any characters in mainstream media lately. Y'all still, it says y'all live on YouTube and Facebook, just YouTube and Instagram today. Greg was saying he's running some stuff on his computer, so we're not going live on Facebook today. But I wanted to at least show, because I was making changes to this page, I wanted to at least show y'all the changes, and then this is gonna be finished tonight and tomorrow. I hate to say it, man. Y'all may not see 22, and it's a cool page because that's gonna be, the I guess the cliffhanger, but I guess it's poetic in that sense. Y'all gonna see it when you buy the book. Like, we didn't see this last page. But I at least wanted to show y'all the thinking behind changing this one. And I'm gonna be working on this to finish this tonight. I was totally ready to get in on this, and I was just like, damn it. My art director came out and I was like, damn it, I can't read Sling as it comes out, and I really do want to read that. So this gets pushed way over, and I get to actually showcase, he may actually have some word balloons right here, but in this panel, it's really tight. And I'm like, I don't want to cover up the art. I want to be able to visually read. Wait, where that sling? Is that a sling? Yeah, this is separate from the arm. You see it coming out, all that good stuff. This stays the same. This gets turned, but it's still the same impact. And everything breathes. So that's the art direction side of it, y'all. If y'all don't know it, it'd be going down like that. And again, it's only pertinent in the sense that it does push back. The work could have been started and finished by now, but I'm like, man, hold on now. when you're co-writing a story and you're putting together these action scenes, you have to make it make sense. And I'm looking at the page saying, all right, it has all the pieces, but I think something's missing. Like what's happening isn't being conveyed as clearly as I wanted to. So that's where I'm like, all right, hold on, let me go back and see what can I change. And I'm like, this doesn't need all that space. Let me tweak it. Let me turn it this way. You know what I mean? So these are the things where it's kind of cool, but it also is, you got to get this book done. But I want you guys to at least see how those changes get made. What's the saying? I always forget it. How the bread is made. What do they call it? Thank you. I keep forgetting that one, man. I'm just like, it is. I assume that bread is a mystery to some people too, man. I don't know how all bread is made. There's different kind of breads out there. There you go. Right. I've never wondered how sausage gets made personally, but then when I found out, I was like, I definitely didn't want to know that, but now that I do. Ooh. Correct. All right. Harsh truth. Yeah, this should be finishable tonight. Every piece in here should be cool to get done. Nothing too complex. This is gonna be a silhouette. I'm gonna reduce this so I can really show the impact of the actual hit. So the only thing that's gonna be visible is the cockpit, maybe some details like the visor from the robot. This panel with the projectiles is gonna be a blacked out panel, similar to when Omar did that slice earlier. You know what I'm saying? None of this is too crazy. I feel like this needs to have some movement on it though. Like these little, it's not moving fast, but it ain't going slow. What up? What up? What up? Welcome in. Welcome in. But yeah, I'm gonna go get Jen in a minute. If y'all are up, man, I'm still working on this. I could go live when I get back, but I'm gonna eat at least. But I'm gonna be working on that. I'm not going to bed. I got to pack for tomorrow. Make sure I got all the stuff. Man, I'm not talking bad about it. I gotta take everything. Tables, chairs, like, you know, it's weird to say, I'm actually excited to actually buy something from Dawood. That's what I'm excited to actually go there. I can't afford his live real pieces, like his actual paintings, but he said he's gonna get some posters, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, man. Maybe. Come on, man. I got sketchbooks, all kind of stuff that I can put on it. I'm not a paint artist, man. What do you want me to do, man? That doesn't mean I'm a paint artist, man. I'm working on that. Whoa, man, is that accurate though? Listen, if I don't have any paintings completed, does that mean that I'm a painter? No. Right. Okay. Well, where's the proof? Where the evidence at? Where your paintings at? I ain't got them in my mind. Right. That doesn't really work, man. It's a show and prove skill, Greg. You have to be a show. Right. Yeah. Correct. No, it's on the to-do list, man. But guess what you got to do? Guess what you got to do? Guess what you got to do to paint? You see how I can just start going on this right here? I ain't got no prep. I got brushes. Guess what you got to do to brushes? Clean them. You got to get the paint. You got to get the palettes. You got to get and look, I'm not going to finish in one day, right? And I got to cover the painting so the paint don't dry if it's acrylic painting. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't nobody buying oil paint tonight. Ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody here for you, Otis. Well, listen, man. First I gotta test the show. I haven't been back to the show. All right. If I see somebody making $20,000 tomorrow, which is potentially gonna be right next to me, and I'll be like, "Hey, that dude made $20,000." Right. Just put a sticker on it that says sold. Yes, I'm aware of that. But listen, man, can't rush. Listen, I'm gonna introduce myself. Look, allow me to reintroduce myself to these people, right? Cause don't nobody know me as a painter, man. I'm gonna come out, check the show, and be like, you know what? I had some people that like my stuff as prints, and they're interested in my painting that I'm gonna do later this year. It'll be fine, man. Cool. It's coming, man. It's coming. Right. Correct. You're right. It's coming. That's where I'm like, you know, you preaching to the choir, but that's the part where I'm like, you talking about, no, I'm the choir, cause what? How y'all feel about the new Street Fighter trailer? I am not excited to see that movie right now. I can't even talk about it in a way that I can be positive. That's the best positive sentence I can say. I'm not excited about that at all because I've been hurt before and I'm not Correct. Correct. Trash. Yeah. Can't, man. Guess what? He wasn't there. He wasn't alive, Greg. That's why he's able to say that. He wasn't alive during the first one that came out and the terribleness that existed. It's like we're living in a loop. I was like, did they not learn from how they made it crappy the first time? They didn't get that? They didn't see how people was mad at that? No. This is a new generation of people that they can piss off. So, no, I can't do that, man. I've already done that. I lived through that. I was exactly like your son, which is I was playing Street Fighter Hardcore back in the day too. And I was excited. I was like, oh, they about to make a Street Fighter movie. I'm going, what the hell is this? Why does he look like that? What is that? No, I don't like this. And I got disappointed, and it was the first time where I said, screw y'all, man. Y'all could have made Ryu look better than that. Y'all could have made everything look better than y'all had money. This is first time. I understand his first time though. Yeah, he wasn't alive when the first disappointment happened. Right. Correct. Oof. Sheesh. That would be like if they make the next X-Men movie trash. I don't think I could survive that. And I mean, I'll survive, but as I'm talking as a fan, I don't think I'll hang the hat. I'll just hang up the X-Men hat and be like, well, I'll just read comics. Yeah, I'll just read comics from now on. I'll never watch another X-Men live action anything. It's fine. I don't have to. Look, I don't have to have the live action anything. I love the comics. It's fine. Or X-Men 97. I'll just live there. Just watch that again. Have you watched that again? I haven't watched that again. I gotta get that. All right, that looks. See, I like that. See how this looks? It's not a rope, and I gotta actually tell Rodney to make sure this is gonna be metallic. All this is metal, but it can have like a mesh, like a metal mesh to it. So I'm gonna be like, this is all straight up like Colossus metal to it. So he'll do the proper coloring for it. But yeah, it should feel like it can handle the torque of being, spun at, I don't know, 70,000 revolutions per second. Whatever RPM it's going at. He said it's definitely more time consuming, but the value of all that stuff is gonna skyrocket because of AI. Original art, yes. 1,000%. It is, and I know the value of it, and I've actually done enough research. Y'all don't be understand, Greg. You don't understand. I be researching this stuff, man. I got to do painting because of another reason, which is I saw a painter on a reel, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I do my own." He's able to get his art appraised. He's gotten to a point where he can get a professional appraiser to value his art appropriately based on what he sold before, and he's getting stanky appraisals. Like these are 100,000, whatever. He broke it down right now. You can't get that out the gate, but he said he can do a loan against his own appraised art. Like, because you go to a bank and the bank's gonna say, well, what do you have to to lock in this value? And he's like, well, here's 7 appraisals for my own, for my painting. You can do it against that. But he's getting stanky, like crazy appraisals. So I'm like, ooh, I never thought about it like that. Now, I don't want a loan from nobody per se. But if you got the art, he's like, as soon as I, do it, he said, I can, sell that piece of art. And, I'm right back in the studio making more. And he's like, I was like, oh, that's a hack. I never heard that hack. That's a beautiful hack. I like that. But you do have to build up to that point because appraisal people are based on industry. And I don't, you can't just create your own value out the box. Not as a painter. Yeah. I gotta break into that market is what I'm saying. So my value in that industry right now is, I'm not a rookie artist per se, but I don't have any, stance to say my first piece is worth 100,000. Like they get to, yeah, that's the weird part where I'm just like, I got to start over per se. I have to prove myself in that industry, so I got to actually go from, all right, what do I want to say? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Pop up. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. 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 Yes. Right. But to the appraisers of paintings in that industry, I have to actually prove. You know what? I'm not even gonna say that I know I just know you have to actually go through the channels of, you know, yeah. Mhm. Correct. Correct. Yeah. I'm not a basically I'm not trying to break into the industry of art from scratch, but I know the and I got to talk to I really do got to talk to some professional painters. This awesome lady that I follow. Were you there? I don't know if you came and talked, Greg. But I met her at a this function where she came and talked to some, kids at the art school over. I don't know if you ever came to the Mosaic Minds Academy, but fantastic artist. She just did one for Big Boy, and she gave it like she actually gave it to him. Really dope artist, and she's in that scene. You know what I mean? So I have to actually really do my research and be like, all right, listen, because I'm not a part of this world, and I don't really know how to get an appraiser to, you know, what do I have to do to actually, get on the radar? How do I professionally set my value in this industry in a way that is legit. I'm not just coming out of left field. I do have some things that I want to say as an artist. It's not just art. I don't think that's gonna be my ticket. I want to say something and I want to actually impact people. So, and I get to pick a lane, right? If everybody's doing, portraits and all that stuff. Oh, look, I drew such and such, this famous person, and this is cool. That's cool. I don't want to do that because I don't like portraits as much. But that's where I gotta make sure I get in there. Damn, it's already time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what he does. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Killing it. Yeah. See, and I think that may be what it is. It's like your notoriety, so to speak. Like you're saying, like, Kobe has notoriety because he's not just like every other basketball player, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. 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 It may have been long ago. But that's what I mean. Like, I don't want to. I know I can get the info, but I'm curious firsthand. Like, all right, man. So I'm starting to paint. So day, week, year one. What should I be focusing on in reference to, if I want to take this to the extremes of that industry? I'm not a part of that world. The painting world, the gallery world, shows and all that stuff. I know Dawood is, or he's definitely been a part of it. I don't know how deep he went with it, but if anybody, I know he would be the freaking perfect person to talk to as like a painter. What's the life and times? What kind of stuff can you expect? Dawood is a beast, but I don't know if he lives that life or if he unplugged from having somebody else value his work. Because otherwise he would probably be potentially doing that 100% of the time. If that's his passion. I don't know if that's his passion, but yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Right, right, right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah. See, but I wanna do that, of course. But I'm saying like that art, like I told you, that dude that is, I wanna unlock that hack because that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Like, hey man, I do 5 paintings a year, and I set my appraisal at this, and then if I need money, I'm not trying to, you know, work and fight to get money. I'll just, let go one of these paintings or get a loan for one of those paintings, do another painting, pay that off with this. You know what I mean? The way he described it, I was like, what the heck? That's real? You could do that? I never have heard any other painter talk about that. And I was like, what? That's dope. So that's one aspect of it that I would be interested in. But no, no, I don't care about what people. Yeah, I don't care about nothing about people say. Right. 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 Gotcha. Yeah, 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 yeah. See? Yeah. Yeah. And there's a. Go ahead. Mm, I would say I would go a little bit. I'd step back a little bit more and say if it feels cool. Before I think about color, before I think about you know palettes or anything like that, or does it feel cool? What does it make me feel? What does the character insinuate? What kind of emotion or illicit feelings do I get? when I'm looking at the character, if that's not at the forefront, I won't continue with the character. If it doesn't make me feel anything, I'm like, next. And I'll literally just put it on a shelf because I've done that, and I'm just like, color and all that stuff comes way after that point because I'll design and design and design, but if it never really comes up to feeling good, that character doesn't go anywhere in my head, So I would think the next thing is if the design is approved in my head and I like it, then I go to, okay, cool. Let me figure out how to really make this character stand out. Picking original colors or let's say it's a sci-fi thing. How do you make a sci-fi character? Because that's a huge pool of amazing characters that you're going up against. If you're coming out with something original, is it, blue, red, green, all these things. And you just named some of the most famous lightsaber colors. So you got to come up with something original, and it's like, okay, how do I? Then I do a research pass where I'm like, all right, let me go look at some stuff, let me see what really stands out, unless it's something just unique. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Simpsons did it. Yep, Simpsons did it. Right. And that's the fun part of character design for me. So if at any point I look and be like, you know what, this feels similar to this, I definitely will go back to the drawing board and try to actually fix that. Shit. Reference, yes. Browns, yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Y'all gonna let me blow right past 9:59. All right, I'm gonna go get my daughter. I'm late, y'all. I'm having fun. That's the problem, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this going, and I'm gonna finish this tonight. Thank y'all, man, for joining. This is the state of art sometimes, Again, all of this stuff is gonna come out pretty quickly. I don't think I have a problem finishing this. It's just I had to tweak it because I wanted it to read well. But all of this stuff should go pretty quickly. Let me raise it up. So this is what this is gonna kind of feel like. Ayana is here. AI, computers talking. Robots gonna get smacked. We gotta come up with some good onomatopoeias, man. This is gonna be kadoosh. I don't know. Correct. It's gonna be good. Yeah. No, come on. We got 1 minute. Rapid fire. From a writing standpoint, what's an idea? Get him. Yeah. Nash. Right. For an artist, I can say there is absolutely times when I'm like, why did I not finish this? What was wrong with this? This is fantastic. And I'm looking through my hard drive, and I'm looking through my digital sketches or something like that. And I'm like, dude, this is dope. I should finish this. This looks great. So there's definitely some that I'm gonna pull out, and I've repurposed it because I'm like, this could be my children's book character. This is dope. I love this idea, and it's just sitting on my hard drive. Nothing's wrong with it. The design is dope. Everything. I'm like, this, yeah. All right, look, I ain't gotta work. I already did the work. But in terms of the purpose for it, yeah, I've repurposed the reason I did it, or what it could live in terms of the one where I did the spider. Brown recluse. I created the brown recluse image. I was just doing a character design sheet just for fun, and I wrote a backstory. She was supposed to be like a character in the Spider-Verse, universe. Like she was supposed to be like a female kind of, little heartthrob, kind of like a Black Cat is for Peter Parker. I created Brown Recluse for Miles Morales. Since I haven't talked to Marvel about that, people were like, dude, are you gonna use that character? I had one dude say, hey man, are you selling that character? I was like, no, I'm a user. But I didn't have a direct reason or where she could live, but I have since repurposed where she's gonna show up. And I'm like, oh, never mind, I got it. And she doesn't have to have spider powers per se, but I love the design, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm using her. I got it. I know where I'm gonna put her at. Don't worry about it. But people was like asking because the design was so cool. They liked the design. They was like, man, what are you gonna do with that character? Are you still gonna? Yes, I am. Just give me a minute. But I figured out what I'm gonna do with it. So the purpose be changing, but it happens. It does happen because the design, is strong enough. People still want Abioye, Avatar, the African Avatar thing that I did, and I'm like, man, listen, I'm trying to wait because they ain't say no. They actually emailed me. I gotta find that email. They actually emailed me and was like, hey, we saw your idea and we love it. Okay, thank you. What now? Nothing. We just wanted to tell you that we saw it. And I'm sure that was like a threat. Like, don't do nothing, but we like what you did there. All right, cool. So I gotta remain stationary with it. But yeah, man. All right, y'all, I'm gone. Deuces. Tomorrow, I should be finished with this and page 22. Peace. Later. All right, go.